All right. Hey, Gavin Burgess with Precision Planning. Welcome you back here. I want to talk through meters as we think about getting ready for planting season. You want to make sure that that's the heartbeat of your planter. You want to make sure that as you're going across the field and you're planting that Cornelius seed, that we're getting out one seed per cell or one seed per flight of our finger meter as we're going across. We know that seed spacing and that performance of that seed is really maximized when we get one of them out there every 4.5 to 6 inches, depending on that spacing and population we want in our field. So as we think about those meters, what are some things that we really need to worry about as we put that seed in the hopper to make sure it's going to have a good day coming out of there? One is to make sure when we're thinking about finger meters, there's a lot of mechanical parts in these, and we want to make sure maintenance is done on these on a yearly basis. With all those moving parts, mechanical parts, and the springs and everything in them, we got to make sure that those things are ready and up to snuff, so that every time we grab a seed out of that seed pool in the meter, that it's going to deliver it down that belt and down the seed tube correctly. So we recommend yearly maintenance on these, running them on a test stand, such as Precision Planning's Meter Max Ultra stand, at our dealers like here at Hosteller Ag, and any dealer you may have in your area. But as we run those meters, they're going to test those to see, do we have good spring tension? Are the fingers strong enough to continue to deliver a seed down that seed tube? Are the belts in there good? Or maybe the adjustable brush. So that way when we have those different seed sizes and shapes, we can adjust specifically to those to make sure that that seed is coming out of there one at a time. Those are the important things on this finger meter that we have to worry about. Now when we jump up to those vacuum meters, we do get a little bit more freedom. There's not as many moving parts. But as we think about those, we want to make sure that, again, we're still only getting one seed per cell. We don't want doubles. We don't want skips. So as we take those, there are some things we want to check out in our vacuum meters to make sure that they're going to be functioning correctly. Maybe it's that singulator. Is it floating on that disc, depending on the style of meter you have? Is it going to take off those doubles when we're picking them up out of that seed pool? Or is the vac seal up to snuff? Maybe it's starting to get worn out, getting some dry rot to it. We need to replace that. Now, the other thing when we think about meters in general is lubrication of these meters. We want to make sure that all those moving parts in there are also being taken care of. With those finger meters, as we look at those, one thing we want to put in with our seed when we're doing that is graphite. Graphite's an important part of lubricating not only that seed flow from our hopper, but also graphite helps that moving parts in our meter to ensure that it's staying lubricated and can deliver that seed out. When it comes to that vacuum meter, we actually have to take it one step farther. We still like to use graphite in there to lubricate that seed, whether it be in a bulk fill system or a box system. But we also use that graphite for flowability of seed in our meters and get those out. But the other part of a vacuum meter to remember is, just like when we vacuum at home, it creates static electricity. The static electricity will hold those seeds on those plastic or polymer discs for fractions of a second longer, which cause spacing errors in our field and causes loss of yield. So as we think about those static electricity, we like to add talc into our graphite mix for those seed. So we have not only flowability, but also the elimination of that vac and that static electricity in there. So that seed is being dropped off of that disc right at the timing it needs to be to keep that spacing at the ground, because that meter is only grabbing one at a time. So as you guys think about getting those meters ready, as we sum up this, we want to make sure that we do our finger meters every year and vac meters at least every 2 to 3 years to ensure that you guys are going to be getting that one seed out every time we ask that meter to do that.